Good morning. I'm Jen Amos at Weiss Research.
I'm Andy Myers, and this is your morning market alert for Wednesday, May 18th. Technology earnings are back in focus on Wall Street. Yesterday, a disappointing outlook from Hewlett-Packard sent stocks down for a third straight session. But today, we may see a rebound thanks to a strong showing from Dell. After yesterday's closing bell, Dell posted a 134% jump in its first quarter profit from a year ago, well above expectations. Sales of desktop PCs slipped a bit, but an 11% increase in server sales made up for the decline. Dell also credited cost reductions and improved service revenues, and said it expects revenue for the current quarter to come in above normal seasonal levels. Shares of Dell are jumping nearly 6% on the news, helping to pull up the NASDAQ composite and the broader market. Following the report, Breen Murray boosted its price target on the stock, and JP Morgan downgraded rival Hewlett-Packard to neutral.
Another big name out with earnings today is Target. It reported a better-than-expected rise in profit of nearly 3%, helped by its credit card business. But sales at the nation's number 2 discount chain, behind Walmart, missed estimates. Shares of Target are gaining nearly 2% in the pre-market. Shares of Abercrombie and Fitch are also rising, up more than 3% right now. The teen retailer swung to a profit of more than $25 million in the first quarter, versus a loss of nearly $12 million a year ago. That was much better than analysts were expecting. We're also keeping an eye on shares of Deere & Company this morning. Its earnings and sales numbers topped forecasts, helped by overseas demand for its agricultural machinery. Deere also forecasts sales growth of 20% for the current quarter.
No major economic news on tap this morning, but investors are looking forward to the minutes of the latest Federal Reserve meeting, due out at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And before that, the Department of Energy will release its weekly fuel inventory report. It's expected to show a substantial increase in U.S. crude and gasoline supplies last week. Ahead of the data, oil prices are rebounding from their lowest levels in nearly 3 months, now trading back above $98 a barrel. Gold and silver are also rising as the dollar continues to decline against other major currencies. Gold is approaching the $1,500 mark once again, and silver is jumping 3%, closing in on $35 an ounce.
Finally, we want to update you on the debate over the U.S. debt ceiling going on in Washington. Treasury Secretary Timothy Geithner said the country hit its $14.3 trillion borrowing limit on Monday. He told an audience in New York yesterday that he is using a series of bookkeeping moves to avoid a debt default, but he will run out of maneuvering room around August 2nd. Republicans are insisting on passage of their budget plan as a condition for approving an increase in the debt ceiling. But if Geithner said that if they stick to that demand, they will bear responsibility for the first debt default in the nation's history. And he predicted a default would be as devastating to the economy as the financial crisis that hit in 2008. That's the latest from Weiss Research. We'll be back after the opening bell with all the market reaction.